Okay, so here I have this effect where I have two electrodes with an electric field between them. Alright, the electric field is applied through a filter called, or an effect called advanced lighting. And here I animated the origin and the direction so that both ends of the electric field follow the two electrodes. So I'm going to start a new project, create a new composition, and create, say, a circle, pressing shift and reduce the size of the stroke. So that's one. Alright, so if I hit Control D, I'm going to have another one somewhere else. I prefer to set the point, the anchor point here. Now if I go here, right, I have the pan behind tool, which is also used to move the position of the anchor point. So if I select an object and I use the pan behind, I can take the anchor point and move it wherever I want. This is one way. Another way I've seen before is go to transform and change the position of the anchor point. Right, so when you go back to select, you're going to see that the anchor point is there. So I have two balls now, and I need to create the lightning effect between them. This has to be done on a separate layer. The shortcut to add a layer is Control Y. You select a layer, and this should be added between the two. And let's call this, let's say, Lightning. Alright, so back to composition. I went to the Lightning layer because I double-clicked. Where I need to be is actually the composition layer. Now, if I go to Effect and Generate, I have the Advanced Lightning effect, which is this. So it has 2 points that I can animate. So that's the origin, which is here, and the direction, which is there, right? But here, once I change the direction, it doesn't really give me the effect that I saw before. It's just the direction of the lightning. Now, if I hit play, the lightning doesn't change. By default, it doesn't animate. I have to actually change the conductivity state for it to animate. But before that, I go to lightning type and I have direction. If I choose strike, I'm going to have the lightning between the 2 points, which is what I'm after here. Alright, so let's start by animating the position of these balls. So let's say we grab this one. We hit P on the keyboard to go to position. And we animate it, say, going down here. Right, and we give it a keyframe before that. Let's say, just make it go over there. So that's the animation it has. So if we grab this now, the lightning, and we go to the origin, we're going to set it here. Alright, now the reason it doesn't show is that is because I moved the layer by mistake. So I'm going to hit reset, it goes back to the original position, and now I can place the origin where I need. So now I'm doing the manual way, which is animating manually the position of that point. So that's the direction. I'll set a keyframe, and then I need to go to the other keyframe, exactly the other keyframe. To snap between keyframes, I hold shift on my keyboard. So you see that here, you're snapping between the two once you scrub. If you don't hold shift, you can go anywhere. But if you hold shift, you snap to the other keyframe. And now, I can place it here, another shift, and snap down. And now I can place it down there. Right? So now, if I scrub the time, I would see that it follows it. So this is the manual way of doing things. And if I want this to animate for longer, I just animate the conductivity state from here. So set a keyframe and move the time and increase that value. So while it's moving, it would be animating, and the higher the value, the faster is that animation. So that's how I would do things manually. So now it goes faster because I increased that value. Now the question is how to make an object follow another automatically. We have to figure out a few things. But parenting by itself is not really a solution here, because I can parent a layer to another, but I cannot parent a property like the position of the origin to another object. So I have to figure out something else, and this is done using expressions, and I will do that in the next video.